welcome to another Clutch Burners podcast. This is your home for, that's right, stick shift drag racing, stick shift tech, stick shift talk, and all kinds of stick shift related stuff. And my co-host tonight, as usual, is the Canadian Chuck Norris, and a pack of dogs, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on up there. Glad I'm locked down here while my family's getting attacked upstairs.
You're in the wild north.
I am, yes. And tonight we have with us CJ, the champ, Roberts. Let's see it. Let's show it. Let's see it. Let's for those watching on YouTube, we got to see the.
Woo! Look at that! Does your neck hurt?
This thing is actually pretty heavy. I haven't weighed it yet, but it's got to be at least 3 or 4 pounds.
Well, it is genuine gold.
Oh yeah, that's one of the good stuff.
Nice. Oh,
So
all right.
CJ, you've actually been on the podcast before with I don't know. We can't say his name anymore. Are we allowed to even say his name anymore? Because he's got an automatic.
I don't know.
Oh,
What's in the middle of the frame rails now?
He went and bought a purse?
I think he has. I mean,
Oh,
that's
who was
on
it?
the street. I don't
Come
know.
on. Tell me who it was.
Taylor Hedrick.
Oh, Lord. LAWD. Oh, man. Now, why did he do that?
He's got a new combo that has been pretty fast with an auto already, so I think it's going to be quite the step for him, ET-wise. So I think he wanted to get a handle on it.
What's pretty fast?
I would expect that car to be able to go 470s with the combo that's in there now.
And it must be a small block Ford if it's going that fast.
Well, I don't know that he's really truly revealed what it is, so I hate to spill the beans on him, but some type of Coyote LS combo.
Oh.
At least that's what the word is.
It's Rich, did you hear that? It's got a Ford motor.
Yeah, I didn't think those things came with Fords.
Not anymore. It's a rare sight. So
it's rare. It's very rare. Yeah.
Yep.
So CJ, first of all, congratulations on a very awesome performance with a pretty much a brand new-ish combination. Correct?
Yep. That. Yeah. So Midwest Drags 24 ended up splitting 2 cylinder sleeves trying to beat one of the Buntley brothers, and as you know, them guys can be a pain in your hind end.
And hard on head gaskets.
And very hard on head gaskets. Although Adam he had a 4-valve, and he flat wore me out playing it smart. But last day I split 2 cylinder sleeves, and so we tore it down, and I knew what the goal was. We want to go 4s with the car, so we stepped up to a large frame GT55 based turbo from Force Performance, and went to an aluminum 6-liter block. Sorry, Bill, it is an LS. I know it may hurt you a little bit, but
it really is. It's a copy of a Ford. I mean,
it's a Gen 2. It's a Gen 2 small block Ford. Yeah,
that's right. You are so correct.
So we went to aluminum block to remove some weight out of the car. I cut the car off at the front struts and tubed everything.
Did you sleeve? Do you sleeve those aluminum blocks for them to hold that kind of power?
We didn't on this one. It's a Siamese bore block, so where my iron block split was in between the cylinders. So we looked at this one. I asked the engine builder, Austin Sloan. I asked him about hard filling it. He said, "No, let's give it a try with what it is." So I think we was putting about 1,200 horsepower through it to run 5.0s at street and Yeet. So I haven't.
So let's talk about what you took to street and Yeet. The car, the combo. Talk about yourself. I mean, Clearly, you got a strong neck for a chain like that, so I want to know what you do.
Yeah. So the car is a '83 Fox body. It's there behind me.
Is it a four-eye car?
Yep, it's a 4i car.
Nice.
Just basic. It's got 8.8 rear end steel, braced up with 10 soldier kit.
A T5, I'm sure.
I used to have. I used to carry a spare with me back in Drag Week 2014. I did carry a spare T5 with me all week.
Okay, I would have met you at Drag Week 2014 then. That would have been my second one.
Yep, that was my first one. Me and my grandfather. Me and him originally built the car. We went on Drag Week 14 with it.
That's super cool.
After breaking several T5s, we decided to put a T56 in it. And
you didn't make the mid jump to TKO and then break some of those and then go T56.
No, straight to the T56. I got a good
Rich,
deal on that.
This guy's smart, Rich.
He's an
I don't know
engineer.
if I'd call it that.
He is definitely smart.
But went to a T56. I had third gear as an LT1 style T56, so the third gear synchronizer where the slider goes on is smaller on those, and they tend to break, and that's what I had. It was third gear was stripped out on it, so I was trying to figure out what to do, and I was doing a bunch of pricing back then. I was broke, young kid at the time, so it was only like a $400 upgrade to send the gear set to Liberty and have them faceplate it. So I was like, shoot, $400 to do it right the first time. Let's try that. So
that's super smart. Yeah, that's super smart.
So I've never had a synchronized trans other than the T5s back in the day. And then when was that, Rich? 22 sick week.
I was
fighting
the first one.
Yeah, I was fighting, trying to make that thing leave correctly, and Rich said, "Come look at this clutch." So he showed me how you adjust the clutch. He took me underneath the car, and he had a bump button, and I was like, "Man, this thing is amazing." So
did he try to kill you by leaving it in gear with that bump button?
No, that was rule numero uno with with Rich. Just make sure you take this thing out of gear so you don't run your hind end over. So
I'm not quite as smart as Rich, and underneath mine I have a bump button there too, and I have two giant placards, one sideways and one upside, and it says neutral on them both. And I'm always like, let's just double check. I'm pretty sure I got it, but let's just double check.
Yep. Every time I'm a little timid, so I'll stay off to the side and reach in and bump it to make sure
that's smart.
that I'm not going to run myself over.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, knocking it off the jack stands. It's
that just does not sound like a good time at all.
I wouldn't say that it's like the Clutch song, "Quick Death in Texas." I think it'd be a very slow death anywhere you go.
Yeah, that would be brutal. But
before you go past there, so I remember that very well, and I'm thinking, okay, he's got a Mustang with a LS, and he's probably 1,000 pounds lighter than me. I'm like, thank God he doesn't have a slipper clutch, because he'd be walking all over me. So I remember thinking that in 22, thinking, this guy's going to be a problem sooner or later, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be that year or, maybe this year coming up.
Rich, can you explain to me then why you showed him the slipper clutch?
Well, because that's what you do.
Okay, fair enough.
I saw him struggling, and I'm like, yeah, you got to come take a look at this. And as you'll find out, CJ's an awesome dude, so we had to get him set up.
Yep. So I try to pay attention to people that's been there, done that, and so that's what we got in the car now. Is that winter I bought a Blackmagic Defiant 11-inch setup and put that in there. I copied Rich to the T. I got the brow bell housing and whatever Rich had at the time, that's what I needed. So that's what I done. I got the billet front plate for the T56, and so I put the billet front plate on from Tick and the billet shift forks. and went through the transmission. And
So you signed up for Guido Financial Services is basically what you did.
I did, and let me tell you, that is not a smart move. Do not.
He's a horrible financial advisor.
Freedom 85.
Yeah, if you plan on retiring in life, I don't know that stick shift racing is what you need to be doing.
No, it's for the weak.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be a millionaire, start stick racing and be a multi-millionaire before you start.
Exactly correct. Be a millionaire quickly in this game, so.
Oh, man. Yeah. Awesome. So, Fox body, LS platform, T56 Magnum. And is it a Liberty faceplated box, or is you have G-force set up in it?
So, my original one was a Liberty, and then something happened, and I needed a transmission now. So I got a hold of Tick, and they said, well, we got a G-force deal on the shelf. I said, I'll come get it this weekend. So
those guys got it going on.
Street and Yeet. Yeah.
Do you
Street and Yeet last year?
This was, I got notes. Let me look. This was for my first Street and Yeet. I can't remember exactly what I done, but I remember I needed one. So I'd been Street and Yeet 22, and I went down and got it like a week before the event and slapped it in.
Did you notice any difference between the Liberty box and the G-force one?
I didn't know.
First gear is slightly different, but I'm just curious.
It's like 0.04 or something. It ain't much.
Yeah, ain't much.
So I didn't see a big difference in between the two. I mean, I haven't twisted the input shaft, but I wasn't making as much power as I was then, or I'm now. And then the car's pretty light compared to you guys that twist a bunch of input shafts.
What's that thing weigh?
It's right at 3,000 pounds now. I cut about 200 pounds out of it, 250-ish maybe, over the winter.
Yeah, if you're concerned, and you're still running a 26 spline input shaft?
Yep, that's correct.
If you keep it turned down, you'll have no problems at all. I'm just here to help. I mean,
Yeah, well, see? That's pretty decent advice.
Yeah, I'm here. Again,
I can't listen to it, but that's solid advice.
Oh, is my mic working?
But,
that's good.
And what rear gear is in the car?
It's a 373. I'm thinking about switching up to a 355 this winter because I'm having to shift into fourth in the 8th mile. I don't like that, and I'm shifting to 8,300 to try to make it through, and it's not enough. I'm trapping 142 in the 8th now, so I think it's time to go up a gear or go down to 355.
So dive into some details on the motor, please.
So it's man, this thing is stupid simple. Like I said, Sloan's Machine and Performance down in Columbia, Tennessee got this combo put together for me. I got Performance Driven designed and the head work for me. So it's an LS3 headed 6-liter aluminum block. It's got a stock crank in it. It's got just a broad piston Summit LS Pro. So the rotating assembly is dumb cheap. The valves, so I did drop a valve one time in these heads. Me and a buddy was coming home from Beach Bend. We drove over there. So I'm about 3.5 hours away from Beach Bend where I'm at. So we was almost home. I was maybe 30 minutes from the house. And he pulled out to pass me. Well, can't be having that. So I just down and went through third gear. And as soon as I pushed the clutch in to start coasting, the motor just go, whoa. I was like, oh, what was that? And it started missing real bad once I got it fired back up. And we got pulled over, and it was pulled the spark plugs, and it was one of them was chewed up, number 7. So we took this deal apart, and it never hurt the piston. So we just took sandpaper. That same piston's in number 7 now. Yeah, so we took sandpaper and just knocked the edges off this thing. I bought stock GM valves to put right back in it. We put them in there, Austin slapped the valves in there and pulled a vacuum on the cylinder head. He's like, dude, this thing don't even need a valve job. We stuck it right back together. So yeah,
Wow.
got lucky. It piston smacked it about 3 times, and then I guess the third, fourth time it come up and just kind of bent the valve, and it locked up in the guide, and it stayed there. So had I known that,
lucky.
I probably would have drove it home. But
Was it an intake or exhaust?
it was an exhaust. It broke right below where the keeper was. Where the keeper
interesting.
slides in. Yeah, it was a weird brake area. But those are Inconel exhaust valves from the factory, and then I do have the Holostem LS3 valves. But other than that, this thing's, like I said, pretty simple BTR intake. Nothing fancy.
What cam?
It's some BTR cam that Austin worked with. I can't remember the guy's name up at BTR. But they come up with it for this large frame turbo.
Was it Blaine?
That Blaine's the one with the little truck, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I don't think it was him. Seems like this guy may have a red Chevy too. I can't
Isn't
remember.
it funny? Can't remember his name, but you know what he drives.
Yeah, exactly.
Weird.
Oh, that's good stuff.
And when you say large frame turbo, how big is that turbo?
So it's I believe it's a 98 112 with a 112 AR back
How
house.
big is yours, Rich? Like a 94?
Mine's a 94, yeah, and I'm 521 cubes, so
Yep.
98. And how much boost do you put through this poor little thing?
So to go 5.0s, I was only putting 28 pounds of boost to it.
Only 28 pounds.
Yeah, so
that's still pretty. Yeah, I mean,
in the spring I plan on putting about 10 more. It'll be 37, 38 pounds of boost, and
Nice.
I don't know what this. I know it'll go 90s. I think I could probably go 80s, but we'll see how I do.
And what fuel, CJ?
E85 pump E85.
Really? Okay. Wow, that's
it's
impressive.
too easy.
Yeah.
It's too easy. And so, what kind of at Street and Yeet, the track prep was pretty good. So you were running on radials.
Yep, I've always been on a radio. I've never put a slick on the car. Actually, the guy that runs around with me and does these things with me, he told me years ago that slicks get kind of like wobbly up on the top end, and that scares the death out of me. So I've always had it on a radial. 275 Pro is what I've been running as of lately. I think I like the PBR better. Seems to be a little more forgiving on local tracks, bracket race type of track prep. So,
Can you educate me a little bit? And what's the difference between a pro bracket radial and the other one you mentioned?
to be honest, I don't know. I made the switch just because, when you look at a duck race or Yellow Bullet Nationals or whatever, all the really fast guys are on the 275 Pro. But I know like Grab Worm and a bunch of stick shift guys typically stick with the PBR. But I made the switch just to see what the difference would be. And like I said, I didn't notice any ET gains or anything when I made that switch, other than it's a little trickier to make go down the track.
Now,
Yeah, one's a DOT.
That's
DOT approved. The 275 Pro is DOT, so you can. When they say you have to have a street tire, that's why lots of people run the. It's got grooves in it where the PBR doesn't, and it's a little bit stickier it's closer to a slick compound than the 275 Pro, so it's a little more forgiving.
and those are
like
both
CJ
Mickey
was saying.
Thompsons, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's correct.
And
But
Rich
the
doesn't
Pro,
want to.
the PBR pretty much would have flipped CJ over backwards, so
Doesn't
because
one
he
of our
tried to.
sorry?
Go
Doesn't
ahead.
one of our friends have that DOT stamp that just solves that problem for us?
Hey, quiet now.
Hey,
I didn't name
hey,
any
make that
names.
hook up.
I didn't name any names.
That's slick. So, But yeah, that whole trying to flip it over backwards deal. So the track was stupid cold the first day of street in Yeet, like really cold. We took precautions to try to keep the engines and radiators from freezing. We went and bought car covers. I made cardboard covers to prevent air from going through the radiator on the drive down. I mean, it was cold.
Really?
Stopped in the rest areas and was starting the car up so to let it circulate warm water. And so day 0 was tech day and tests. And I was wanting to make some tests because I was thinking, I could probably do 520s fairly easy. And but day 0 track was so cold and there wasn't that many people going down, so the track was pretty loose. I mean, they was doing the best they could with the temperatures, but it just wasn't feasible. So day 1, it first hit it was still pretty chilly in that morning, and I spun. So we went back to the pit, and I threw 60 pounds on the back of this thing. I've got some tabs on the very back bumper and the very front bumper so that I can move weight around. Got some lead bricks. And we threw 60 pounds on the bumper. And I was going to soften the 60-foot up, right? Well, I had this dip in my boost curve, or my RPM, and I was trying to get rid of it, so I made this advanced table. If it dips below, my RPM dips below 5,000, which is what my two-step was at, I just crammed 10 more pounds of PSI on the dome. So to soften the 60, I lowered RPM. So this thing takes off with 10 more PSI on the dome than I was anticipating. And it just stands straight up on the bumper.
Yeah, and then you got on it again, and it stood up again. Like,
yeah,
I would
so
say
I made the shift, and it comes down, and as soon as the clutch grabs again, it just stands straight back up. And I remember when I came down, I could see that I was kind of going left a little bit. I was in the right lane. So when it came straight back up, I just laid out of it. And when I come back down, I was looking right at that 330 cone, and there was no missing that. I killed their cone. So we gathered it back up, and yeah, it was quite the experience. I'd been used to it, so I was scared to death of wheelies. And then we started adding weight. So it was doing a little bit of wheelies in the testing a few weeks ago, but was manageable. And then that time it just wasn't. So there's a very fine line there. You get to about right there. As long as it comes down there, you're good. You get past that, it's on the back bumper in a matter of milliseconds.
Yeah.
It starts climbing that ring gear, it's over.
So normally you launch at 5,000, and how much boost?
About 15 pounds.
How much power do you think that is?
Yeah.
So it ramps from about 500-ish to 1,000 really, really quick. I think I do it within a second. And so I think I'm leaving about 500-ish, according to fuel flow.
Wait a minute. 15 pounds of boost is 500 horsepower? No way.
It's got some timing retard in there too, so I try to manage it.
Yeah, because that's a big turbo. You got to spool it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, when I'm on the two-step, it's -3 degrees of timing on the two-step, so it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about, why does that thing pop and bang like that? It's like, because everything is happening in the exhaust.
Yeah, mine is retarded. Mine pulls 35 degrees when it starts making a little bit of boost, and it's negative. I don't know. In that neighborhood, though. At full exhaust, it's still blowing fire off the back. So.
Aaron White said it sounds like cannons going off when you're on the line. So
yeah.
Yep.
Just making a statement. That's all.
Yeah, I've learned to try to get the left lane whenever I'm with Rich, because his cannons come out the passenger side. I don't want to be over there on that side.
Yeah.
It's pretty
So me and Rob Warwick lined up on Street and Yeet, and I was in the left lane. He was in the right lane, and he's got two downpipes on each side. Mine comes out the passenger side, and Aaron stood in the middle, and recorded us. I don't know how he had any eardrum left. That had to have been painful.
Huh?
That's so
Exactly
awesome.
right. So yeah, Aaron and Rob, if you guys get a chance, you need to interview those two guys. Super good dudes, super smart. Rob is freaking hilarious. So
We're gonna have Aaron on so he can tell his story, because his story is pretty cool too, about slapping it together. Not much different than you, other than you had run your car before, but not with this combo. But I mean, Aaron literally day zero was
From
like
scratch.
test day from scratch. So
yeah, he started from nothing and got that done quick. So yep, very
So
good.
should-
That'd be a very good story.
Yeah, we should line up Rob after Aaron, Rich.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
That would be good. Yeah.
And so,
thanks for the help, CJ.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what was your best 60 foot during the week?
On street Yeet, I think I'd done a 125. So after I got this thing put together this year, I took it to Martin Connolly. He does a bunch of small tire racing. But anyways, he's kind of local to me, but dude has been super quick. I think at World Cup he was going sixes at 220 mile an hour or something crazy. I mean, he's super fast and super good dude. And Tess and what is Tony?
Yeah.
Tess and
Tony,
Tony.
yeah.
They took their car to him. So I don't know if you've seen the YouTube video of where they went and got built in the barn or whatever. That's Martin.
Yep.
So
Okay.
I took my car to him, and he done all the scaling, all the suspension work this year, and that's something that I'd been overlooking for years. And because I think a 129 was my best 60 foot that I'd ever cut before this, and that was on street and Yeet at like the best track I've ever been on in my life. Typically 130s, mid 130s was all the car would do. And I had to have, just everything right or this thing would spin. But after Martin got done with it, other than me just simply overpowering what the track could handle, this thing went 120s and does not spin. It's amazing. I mean, I can't speak enough praise about him and their program. But yeah, so that was about a month ago is when I took that up to him, and then we went testing at a local track, Braggett Prep. We was just taking our time, shaking it down. It went 161 the first pass, quarter mile. on a shakedown pass. Yeah.
Nice.
But so we've seen some potential. We've done another half pass and we loaded up and came back home, and I got to looking at the data. I'm like, man, this thing I think it's got somewhere I'm missing something. I got to looking. I'd been pulling 4 degrees of timing in the individual cylinder tuning in the Holly. I'd been pulling 4 degrees of timing in 4 or 6 cylinders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 7 and 8. I've been pulling 6 degrees of timing for years, because I had a spot bottom engine when I first put Holly in it, and I never thought to go back and revisit to put timing back in it. So I found that, and then we went testing at US 60, amazing facility. And first trip, I think we went up there to run 520s. Because 549 or 550s, as Rich liked to call it back in the day, was my best pass ever. Like 549 at 131, I think, is what it was. But so I wanted to go 520s. Rob and Aaron was going to try to go 530s at Street and Yeet, so I needed to go 520s. So we go up there. The very first pass, we was like 528, and I still slipping in 4th gear. I mean, it was crazy. I got back to the bits, and I'm like, there ain't no way this thing just ran that. And they're like, oh, yeah, yes, it did. We threw weight at it, and it went a 518. The second pass, like full rip, that this thing went, and I was like, this is absolutely insane. Then we went 2 5.0s. We was trying to get to to do a 499 down there. And in one of the videos that I posted on Facebook, you can hear Austin. He came up from Columbia to hang out with us, and you can hear him. It goes a 505, and he just goes, "Oh." And I was so mad, a 505. Are you kidding me? This thing. So the window, I don't know if you can still see it there, still says 499-ish. Yeah.
Yes.
So Austin wrote the 499 on there because we knew we was going 499, and then at the end of the night it just turned into ish.
So. Yeah.
So I have a question for both of you, actually. I saw Devin Vanderhoof's video. What are you thinking about the faster cars doing 8th mile at these Dragon Drives versus the full quarter? And where do they draw that line?
So I'm for it. 8th mile is like the fast tracks around here are 8th mile. Rich, you came to Knoxville. I mean, you seen what the shutdown was there. I mean, you can't go much past an 8th there. US 60's 8th mile, and that's a really fast track. We got Beach Bend. That's a super nice track, but like I said, that's a pretty good haul for me. My local track, London, is a quarter-mile track, but 161, if I had any parachute issues, I'd be in the sand traps. It's super short. I got TBMs on the car, so I'm not worried about using the brakes if I need them, but it's just going that kind of speeds. It's tight. Bigger tracks, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure it's probably fun, and I'd like to go 200 mile an hour one day in the next car, but I don't know. The faster I get, the more I like 8th mile, because as Devin Vanderhoof says, the important part is the first half. That second half, you're just holding on.
That's right. That's right.
Nothing good happens in that second half other than you get that big bunch of speed and you get to throw the chute, and you get that pull when it hits, and it's all fun, but you're just beating on your stuff for no reason.
Boy, I tell you, the first 8th mile event I did was when I went up to Canada. I don't remember the year, 22 maybe, and I was just like, I don't know if I want to do it, but you're right, like, if you don't get it right in the short track, it doesn't really matter the back half. Like, it's fine, but you're not gonna make up that much.
No, you can pour power to it and mile an hour like crazy. That's what I used to do, right? Before I figured out how to 60 foot and 330, and thanks, Rich. Yeah, so that was great. Yeah, throw 40 pounds of boost at it and roll out, but no, nothing good happens.
I mean, I burned like half the amount of fuel. It's way easier on stuff. Like, it just is. I almost hate to say it. I mean, I do like throwing the chute and stuff, but so where do you draw the line? Like, what's the time, 8th mile time, where you say, okay, you run an 8th mile and not quarter? What is that? Is it in the 4s? Is it bottom 5s? 550 faster? Like, I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, I've been 5.0s, and that's pretty daggone quick. I mean, I don't want to brag on myself or nothing, but that's scooting, I mean, that's rolling.
Yeah.
Well, because that's a 7 out the back. It's in the 7s out the back.
Yeah, a 510 in just about anything will be a 790 pass in the quarter mile. And the way stick shift cars back half, I mean, we'll pick up 30, 40 mile an hour easy.
Yeah.
So if I was to run this car out the back, it'd go 175 at least. I think it might go 180. And if something happens at 180 in an 850 cage, I don't know.
Well, it's...
Yeah, I mean, we're... I'm in the same place. Like, I used to be dead set against 8th mile, but now that I got my shit together on the front half, and I'm doing 135 miles an hour in a 4,000-pound car, that's still scooting pretty good, especially like when Rovik and I locked our brakes up and went skidding and, blow a tire or something. Or, and I will say when I went 828 at 174 miles an hour, like just about all of 4th gear, like the last half of the track, I'm like, just don't blow up, just don't blow up, just don't blow up. And I'm like, because 174 miles an hour in a 4,000-pound car, I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, when that chute hits and
it's a lot of momentum.
Things start to calm down and stuff, you're like, your adrenaline's pumping and it's a lot of fun, but 135 miles an hour is pretty fast in that car too, and it'll go quicker. But good news, CJ, we're both gonna find out at Streetcar Bragging Rights in April, because you'll be running a full quarter mile there.
Yep, looking forward to that. Rob was actually the one that talked me into that. So,
Nice.
Yep.
You got good friends.
They talked me into a lot of dumb stuff, I can assure you.
We're all here to help.
Just here to help. We're just here to help you feel better about your poor decisions.
But no, that should be a really good time.
Oh yeah.
You went last year and said you had a blast, right?
Nate Prater does an awesome job. The fireworks for the finals, the whole event. He's changed up the stick car class a little bit more, so now the top 8 cars are Outlaw, and then the next 16 are Pro, I think, and then there might be another 16 after that. So hopefully you'll be in the top 8, and I'll be number 9.
I'm hoping that big prize money brings in at least 8 really fast guys, so I don't have to worry about that. But something me and Rob was talking about is like, I don't know that I can turn it down to try and slow the car down to be in that middle class. It's just not in me.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
The other thing is it's blind qualifying, so you don't know where you're at. Like, you until he's up there announcing the class, and he does a great job. Like, he starts the fastest car and then counts down. And when he got to 16 last time, he was at 8.6. Like, he got to there, and I'm like, oh shit, because I was 8.69, and I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna be within the outlaw class. And it was 8.63, and then the number 17th car was 865, and then I was 869.
Perfect.
But
Nice.
yeah, but I really didn't know. You don't know where you're at because of the blind qualifying, so it adds an extra layer, and it also keeps you from sandbagging, because if you take your 790 car and you run 830s, because on your draggy and your time slip, if you're in the second group, they take a 10th off the fastest car, and that's the breakout. So
and then it becomes index racing.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So yeah, he does a great job. You and I are both probably in the same place. I just want to see how fast this thing will go.
Exactly.
At least
right,
once,
yeah.
anyways, and then hopefully drive it home.
Yeah, I'll probably trailer mine down. I'm not that brave anymore. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
I used to drive it, but I don't know. I know me, and I will break it trying to win if I need to.
Well, Rich will pass you on the highway, and then you're going to hurt the motor.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Oh, man.
Did when they set your car up chassis wise, did he share specs like anti-squat and all that kind of stuff, or no?
Yep. So he set it up. He taught me how he measures everything and how he plots it into Performance Trends, I believe is the name of the software. Showed me what that was. He put it, him and I think he's got a guy that he works with, Eric, I think is his name. Anyways, they put together what they thought would work, and then they also gave me another plot. It's just changing the bottom bar to lower instant center a little bit. So, but they wanted to try this one first to see how it done, and I haven't had to touch it. But yeah, they shared all the anti-squat numbers and instant center and all that with me, and then they've reached out, or I've reached out to them about, like, this is what it's doing, what would you recommend? He slow the shocks down, do this, try to. They've been really good to work with.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Do you have shock data on it too, or no? You're just
Yep.
Just video. Oh, you do?
So, yep, I got 4 all four corners have low dollar sensors on them. I've got a shock sensor on my clutch pedal that I use to stage with. Brake pressure, I monitor that just so I use it because I thought it'd be cool to do like Devin does his brake lights and stuff off of pressure through CAN bus over to the smart wire. So I was like, that'd be pretty neat. I'll tinker with that. So that's the only reason why I got brake pressure. I could display it, but I don't have a smart dash or anything like that. I just have some old odometer style gauges, which is super heavy, by the way. I pulled that out the other day and I was like, this is 10 pounds. I need to get rid of this.
So I'm curious, do you see, with 4 shock sensors, do you see a lot of difference left to right on the front or left to right on the rear? Because I only run a single front and a single rear, and I'm just curious if there's data that I really should be capturing, or is it a lot different side to side?
So I am seeing some on more so the front, and my roof is also telling me that the body is twisting. So I now have a new divot in the roof here on this back corner.
Oh my gosh!
From several 120 passes or 60 foot. So it's starting to twist, and yeah, we can see that in the shock data. It's got a Team Z anti-roll bar, so not the strongest one in the world, but I don't see that as a limit currently. With my setup, the rears are staying pretty consistent with each other.
Do you run a motor plate?
I don't. I still use just some old plates that I welded together when I was 19. It looks horrible. The welds are cold, but they haven't broke yet. So it's probably fine.
Yeah, it's
Probably
fine.
fine. Nice.
So tell me more about the shock sensor on the clutch pedal. You said you use it to help you launch.
Yep. So when I stage, I've got a position where once the pedal is past a certain point, it pretty much turns on my 2-step. So then I go full throttle, and then I can roll in, and it don't disengage my line lock, because I also set that just before. So I'll ease in, pre-stage bulb, set my line lock, and I got a button on the steering wheel, and then and I'm sitting here walking through this while I'm moving around. So I set my brake pressure, push the clutch in, full throttle, and let go of the button on the steering wheel at that point because the clutch position sensor has it, and then I can bump in by easing out on the clutch. And then after a certain position, I know I've tinkered with it in the driveway to figure out where the bite point is of the clutch, and then that's where I've set my 2-step to release and line lock to release. So the nice thing about that is, we all know that these clutches wear, and that changes your quote unquote bite point is what I'm going to call it. So as it wears, I can change that on the laptop. I don't have to crawl underneath and adjust a limit switch or anything like that. I can do it all in the.
That's a cable clutch in that car?
Nope, it's a hydraulic deal. It's got a tick slave in it, one of their new setups, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I have that too, but with the hydraulic, even though I guess, even when it wears,
the fingers will still be out further, so the pedal's going to be in a different position. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So Bill and I were chatting the other day. This is got to share this stuff with my buddies. But one of the things that I ran into at what was it, Six Smokies, was because I was chasing Mr. Buntley. I was making lots of passes and started to wear the disc, and so the fingers were coming out, and I adjusted my rod too short, it fell out, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna, when I put the car together here before Sick Week, I'm actually gonna put 30 thou shims in there that have like a little tab. Actually, I'm just gonna use a GM starter shim. I'm gonna cut it, bend the tab up, so that I can pull 30 thou shim out if I need to, and then I don't have to measure anything. I don't have to do anything. I can just pull 30 thou, it'll kind of reset the clutch, put the fingers back where they were, and save me from the trouble. Just because, like the Pro Stock cars, they have adjustable stands. We don't have adjustable stands, and I thought this was a pretty easy way to re-shim it without going through the trouble of pulling the clutch, pulling the trans, doing all that kind of stuff. But have you had yours apart since the event?
I've not. I put this thing up and I've not touched it since.
Rich, he hasn't even washed the windows yet.
Austin's like, drain the oil and cut the filter and at least tell me that it's okay. And I'm like, it's fine.
Good.
And so did you have to change the programming for the clutch pedal? Or
no, I was looking at some data. I'm probably like the laziest drag racer in the world. I looked at data after I got home instead of during the event like I was supposed to. And I was seeing that I probably need to change that just due to where my two-step input, because I just got an output loop back to an input, so I can do some programming with that. So I was noticing that my input is coming off or turning off a little after I'm starting to get some drive shaft speed. So it could use some adjustment, but I didn't do it yet.
Yeah, well, you're being 3,000 pounds. Like, how many passes do you think you made during the event? Like a couple a day, or was it less than that?
So I made 3 the first day. First when I spun, I just put too much to it versus how the track conditions were. Second pass, I put it on the bumper, and then we had to go back and pull the caster camber plate that sits on the strut tower. We put it on the concrete and just started beating it with a hammer to get it flat-ish. We got that close enough. Stab that back on there.
It's awesome.
Put that back on, and the third pass we finally, I think it was like a 520 something. Best I remember, 521-ish. It's somewhere in there. And so that's day 1. Day 2 was Greer, which if anybody gets a chance to run at Greer, amazing facility. I mean, it was really nice. But I think we ran a 518, 519. It was a slight improvement over the previous day, so as a one and done. Best I remember, that's my first one and done ever that I can remember.
Yes.
But then we hung out with Rob and Aaron and all those guys and just kind of watched them. And
Laughed
then,
at them.
No, them guys, they made a huge improvement on that car. They had me nervous a few different times, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is rolling. So day 3 was Carolina, House of Hook, and man, they were staying on top of the track prep. It was some really good prep. I went 123 there and a 509. I'm in fourth gear, and only went 131 mile an hour. But so the 330 was 100th faster than my 505 pass. So I know
no.
Yeah, it sucked.
Damn hose.
That was going to be a PB by a little bit, so probably, I don't know, 504 at least, 503. So
499-ish.
Yeah.
Don't even want to think about it.
Was that one and done again, though?
One and done at Carolina.
Nice.
And then back to Shady Side, day 4. And so I found out that I was one of the grade 8, I think is what they was calling it. So the fastest 8 cars on the property the last day.
I was watching. Yep.
So I thought that was pretty cool. That was, I think, the first stick shift car to get in that. But I know we did reset that event's average and fastest pass for stick shift this year. So we got the first pass. I went up there. Me and Rob was hoping to run 490s, both of us side by side, and I spun instantly, and he rattled the tires pretty hard, but he put it together and made I think it was a 520 pass. So so then I waited for the shootout because they said they was going to put fresh prep down. I was like, I'll just wait for that. go down there and wait around, and then they lined everybody up. They come to me and like, it's your lucky day, you get the bye. I was like, all right, I'm gonna make it to the semifinals in this deal. So I got a freebie. So I was like, okay, so I'll soften the 60-foot way up, and I'll have something to turn in. And is a 523, best I remember, 524, somewhere around in there. But 60-foot was like a 131. It was super soft. I just wanted something to turn in, because even if Rob pulled off a 490, as long as I went a 530 anything, I'd have the win locked up. So I was just looking for something. So soft pass, got that out of the way, and then I go back up there for second round of the grade 8. And so I'm terrible at leaving the tree. Dragon drives teach you the worst habits in the world, because no matter what they say, if you sit a second at a tree, you're not winning anything. So I was trying to, I was racing a guy that's been 480s consistently. It's Kyle B. Mount, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. But his car's super fast. I remember first street Yeet that I went to, he was there, and I remember he was backing it out of the trailer, and I was like, man, that car is awesome. That thing's fast. That's real race car stuff there. But so he was running 480s all week, and I was like, well, I ain't got a shot at this deal, but I'll at least try to go fast. Try to cut a good light, and I mean, he was pulling away from me, and at Shady Side, once you go through the traps, the scoreboards is across the top of the track, so you can quickly glance up and see your time. And as I came through, I looked up and it said 487. I was like, I was freaking out, like I skipped from 90s completely. This is crazy. I mean, it felt all right. I don't know about a 480, but that was rolling. So I was all excited. Go get my ticket, and I look at it, and the first thing I looked at was DT, and I was like, that is 487. Then I look at the 60 foot, and I'm like, oh, that's not real. It said like 0.987 or something, 60 foot. Like, no, something happened with the beams.
Oh, and, you should keep it. You should take it. I think you went 487.
I wish. No, looking at the data and everything, like I said, I finally started looking at the data, and I compared it, and it was a 5-team maybe.
Nice. Do you have
maybe
a draggy?
I don't. No.
No.
So.
When's your birthday? We'll have to send you one.
That's what the guys that I was hanging out with said. You need to put a draggy in that thing. That way you know. And I was like, well, yeah.
So CJ,
I tell you, I watched it from home, and I saw 487, and then I hear Rye, and he's like, no, I hate to like everyone's cheering on the starting line, and we could probably hear you in the car. Yeah. And Rye's like, I hate to disappoint you guys, but there is no way he did a .9 60 foot. And we're all like, oh, man.
Yeah. So they were dreading telling me that they wasn't sure that I'd figure it out by then, I guess. But Joe, the guy that always goes with me on these things, they was like, you're going to have to tell him. You're going to have to tell him. He's like, how do you tell somebody that? But, yeah.
So, CJ, what's your day job besides racing Four Eyes?
I'm a electrical engineer at Firestone Air Ride. So we build air springs for semi-trucks, the big bellows that they ride on, and their trailers. We do a bunch of that. We do some automotive business for Tesla, Rivian, and starting up some BMW lines. So the air suspension on all those, we bring in rubber and mix it, and then put it with cord for strength, and then we cut it and roll it up, cure it. So it starts from pretty raw material and all the way to a finished good there in house.
Cool.
So.
Wow,
very cool.
That's awesome.
Huh. So back to, I was counting. Wasn't there 5 race days or 4 race days?
There was 4. Yep, 3 tracks, 4 days.
Okay. I thought, for some reason, I thought 5. So I counted. It looks like you did 6. You did 8 passes. So, yeah, I would be surprised if you'd have to do much with your clutch. Like it might have been a little bit of wear, but
Yeah, it was a clutch that I didn't send it back to Kale over the winter. I think it was I think this is my spare, so it didn't have very many passes on it. My main clutch, I need to get at least one of those back to him to have refresh. But so
and did you tow a trailer all week?
nope, no trailer. We unloaded and loaded every single day. We didn't change tires, so we just once we got to the track, we unloaded all the stuff out of the back. I kept the back seat up because real street cars have a back seat.
Did you hear that, Rich?
Yeah, mine might have a back seat in it for sick week, but I can put it back in though.
The back seat in my car weighs absolutely nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's super lightweight. But so we'd unload, drop tire pressure, and this thing was ready to go. We didn't touch tune on the Ford, other than, like I said, we softened it up, which really I found out later was actually add more power. It just was slipping the clutch a little more. But so after day one, after we fixed the caster camber plate, we moved the weight around once. We added some weight to the front of the car because it's trying to wheelie. But other than that, we didn't touch a tool. We didn't jack the car up. We didn't touch a clutch. We done nothing.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's amazing.
Hurt
That's
people's
awesome.
feelings.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
good
crazy technology, how far it's come, and to be able to run those kind of times in a car that you can load up and drive across the country and unload and run again, and like the fact that you didn't adjust your clutch at all too is like, yeah, that's just amazing.
Well, it's you didn't change base pressure or anything.
Nothing. I changed absolutely nothing. It's got 66 grams on it and a turn and a half of base, and I drove and raced that.
Wow. Well, it is a hatchback. I mean, it's a practical car.
Exactly. It's a utility vehicle, really.
That's right. It's super practical.
But no, Alex, I'm going to butcher his last name, Corella, I think. He's got a little red fox body that has a bicycle rack on the top, out of Florida. Yep. I think that car is just absolutely beautiful. But he's done a few of these events, and he runs around on the beadlocks, and I was like, man, that's cool as all get out. And then Ron Rhodes, he done Drag Week this year, and he done the same thing. He said, the way that I drive it on the streets, the way I'm going to go down the track. So I kind of took a feather out of their hats, and I wanted to try it and see how I'd do.
That's awesome.
I'd try it, but I don't know how those 270 Pros would make out in the winter, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do that.
No, it was. So when I decided that, right, and I was going to meet Joe down in town. It was a 15-minute drive for me, and we knew it was going to be cold, but I wasn't expecting any snow. I got a mountain, small mountain in between here and town, and I can start going up that, and it starts peppering the snow, and I'm like, this is the stupidest idea I've ever had in my lifetime. Wow, you're on 275 Pros in a daggone snowstorm. What am I thinking?
Well, you're still here, so couldn't
we made it.
I'm a bad man. That's what you're thinking.
Dumb.
That's right.
Dumb.
That's
That's what I am.
Yeah, that is such impressive performance. And so what's the next event? Are you coming to Sick Week?
I'm not coming to Sick Week. I didn't get ready. I didn't get registered, and it's just we got a lot going on there at work, trying to get those lines started up. So, trying to be responsible and keep a job to help pay for this thing. But the street car bragging rights will be my next event.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be Sick Week will be obviously streetcar bragging rights. The amount of people that are signed up for that, I know Will Hogan, I think, is signed up. You're signed up.
Oh, that'd be cool. I ain't met him.
I don't know if Chad Figley signed up for that one too, but there's so many fast stick cars that sign up for it. I know Rovik's coming, so it's pretty cool. Just being there last year, yeah, it was definitely one that I got to hit up again. But Sick Week this year, there's a whole bunch of us that are coming that can run sub 850. They only have 850 cages, so we're gonna have a. I think I was dreaming after I tried to go back to bed after the potable water incident in my house, and I was thinking, if I go out and try to run an 850 and I go 8500 or something, I think I might have to go in the 850 class. The heck with the stick class, especially if Chad Figley's there. Like,
Yeah.
he's going to try to run in the sixes, so there ain't no catching him. But running in the sixes is also pretty challenging too. So he's got to survive the week. But
Right.
Yeah.
it should be quite entertaining. Bob is another one that he's been sub 850. Like
Gruber.
I think there's
Bob
Yeah.
Gruber. Yeah.
yeah. I think there's 5 of us that have all now been faster than 850 that can only run 850s. So yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah,
We'll have an 850 stick class.
That'll be cool to watch. The Chad,
Yeah.
let's see, Chad Fagley. Who else has been really fast in stick? Chad. You got Jeremy Howe at that Flat Fox.
Yeah,
Um,
I think Heath wasn't Heath Maxwell supposed to come?
Heath was
Like
supposed
in
to
Real
bring
Teal?
Real Teal, and that's really him and Rob and Kyle with it when he has his 427 engine together. I mean, that's who I was looking at was going to be hard to beat down there. But then
Yeah,
Kyle still had his 5.3 in the car and a synchronized transmission. We have got to talk him out of that and get a faceplated deal. But
he's got other issues he's got to fix before that. I'm allowed to harass him after.
man, he worked his hind end off on Six Smokies. I got to give him props there.
Yeah, he definitely did. Yeah, there's no quitting those guys.
Nope. So Taylor Hedrick, I know he's been 8.0s.
Yeah.
And he's got a 750 cage. So Chad's been 690s down at FL2K.
Yep, 699.
Jeremy Howe's been 7.0, right? At 200 and something. I don't know. Has he got his 6
Yeah.
yet? I know he's been a 7.0
I don't-
or 17. But I don't know if he's got a 6 yet in that car.
Yeah,
I don't know who else drag and drive.
I think that's about it that I can think of. I mean, but you only have an 850 in that car too, right?
Yeah, but it's only got an 850 in it, so I've got decisions to make.
Poor decisions.
Yeah,
Yeah, more financial decisions to make.
yeah. So I either cut this
Yeah.
car apart and put a 25.3, 25.2 chassis in it, or find another car to cut up. And that's kind of the way I'm leaning, because this car, I could turn this thing down and run 850s for a long time. This is
Yeah.
a pretty cool setup, and yeah, I think it'd be pretty reliable. So I think it'd be nice to have a car that if I know there's not killers coming to the track and it's going to be a bunch of 850 cars, that's fun, right? To be right there and
Yeah.
competitive, and then have another car if Chad, Jeremy, and those guys are coming out, I can take it. So that's kind of what I'm leaning toward. But there's be a few years doing it that way. But
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Hine is the other one.
Chris
Chris
yeah,
Hine's
that's
been-
right. He's been real fast.
He's been, I don't know if he's been 5.0, but he's been fast in the 8th mile too. Like
20s.
no problem running 850s. He's building a new truck, but I think Sick Week, he's bringing his coupe, so he's the other one. I think there's going to be like 6 or 7 of us that can run 850s and stick, which is just going to be, that's so badass. Like,
Yeah. Has Brent ever
Yeah.
done Sick Week with the is that Dart?
Brent is another one who's really fast. He's never done Sick Week, but the day that I ran 828, he ran 829. So
Yeah.
and he's been 534 in the 8th, so he's sub-cert, because he's got an 850 cage too, sub-cert in the 8th, so he's faster. I haven't been able to catch him there yet, but we'll see how fast we can go at streetcar bragging rights.
Yeah, that'll be cool. What's your 330? 330 is something that I've not really paid attention to until lately, and so I'm curious to see what a big heavy car, what it does.
366.
360, yeah. So my car goes 330s, and then like 332, 333, somewhere around in there.
Yeah, it's ironic how we learned through this process, but the biggest change that I made at the end of the year to run 828 was I added 1.5 pounds of boost on the line, and it started going 135s just like that. It did it pretty consistently at 6 Smokies too. It went 134.9 in some tracks that were like people were struggling to go down, and it went a 134.9. Like Kyle was struggling to go down it. And that thing went, and it's on a 28/9 PBR. So I'm really thinking it, streetcar bragging rights or even sick week. If I had another pound and a half, should twist the input shaft clean off that thing. No, that's not what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, that sounds good. With that.
I will have 2 transmissions with me for sure. But I really think I could probably get this thing to go a 129 60 foot. I don't know how many times I'll be able to do that before I need to change some parts, but I was quite impressed. So that's like 7.5 pounds of boost for me. But
it is a 500 and soon to be 525 cubic inch motor.
Yeah. Yep.
He's just like, yep.
And have eight of the same pistons and everything.
It's amazing. Special. It's amazing. It's going to be special, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well.
Trying to think what else you got. You made some notes there, CJ. What did we miss asking you?
So I just took notes of like some of my drag and drives that I've been on. So I've done, let's see.
Yeah, rattle them off.
Drag Week 2014 was my first year. It's just a stock 6-liter iron block. Like I said, I cut a bell housing I cut the T5 Ford bell housing and welded it on the back of a big block Chevrolet bell housing to bolt a Ford T5 on the back of this engine.
Wow.
Yeah. 19-year-old CJ, he had no care. I mean, it was amazing. Drag Week 2019, I think we just turboed the car. It was stock bottom end deal. We had some issues. I don't know if it was ECU wiring, what it was, but that's when I tore the car down and put Holly on it and the smart wire and all that. Rocky Mountain Race Week 21, I went with Anthony Harville. He finished 3rd in Tiny Tire at Street Yeet this year with a fairly new combo. But we went on Rocky Mountain Race Week in 21 as a co-pilot. Sick Week 22, Street Yeet 22, Sick Week 23, Street Yeet 23, and then I went with Steve Winningham to Drag Week 23. So Steve Winningham's another really interesting guy. He's got a GF5R, naturally aspirated LS.
Yeah, great dude.
Yeah, super good dude, and I think he's been 890s NA.
Yeah,
I mean
that's badass.
That car sounds amazing. I mean, it's a lot of fun to ride around in, and it's got a V-gate, so he put me driving that thing one day, and I had zero clue how in the world to drive a V-gate. And if you're upshifting, that's amazing. That is a fun time. But when you go to downshift, forget it. I sucked at that. So trying to find the gate, trying to pull the lever and ratchet it back up, not for me. But then Midwest Drags 24, that's when I broke the engine, and I still owe Adam Buntley some McChickens, and eating 25. So, and I
Nice.
finished second a lot. I like to finish second apparently, or fourth. Fourth and second seem to be my happy place. But
Well, they're even numbers.
yeah.
Not anymore, though. Now you're the champ.
That's right.
So
That's
well,
right.
yep. See if we can't talk some fast guys into
Let's see
coming
that.
out.
Let's see
next
that
year.
necklace again. Woo! 3-pedal pimping. Look at that. That's awesome. Oh,
Yeah, that's awesome.
well, should we roll into our TKO round there, Rich?
Yeah, and nothing else on your list there, CJ?
Nope, that's about it. And then I got my questions here. So
Yeah, I primed him. So he should be good to go.
All right, well, I'll start off with first gear because it's pretty easy to hit, and I got no engine or transmission in my car right now. So, first car you own or modified?
this car, the one that I race currently.
Really?
My dad, yeah. So my dad, growing up, he had an '84 Mustang. It was orange. So in case anybody was wondering where the orange fender comes from on my car, here it is. So Dad had me growing up, I always remember riding in the back of Dad's '84 Fox body that he had, and so of course I turned 16. He gives it to me, and no time I wreck it. So so he finds
That's
this
all that's
83.
left is the fender?
That's all that's left is the fender.
Oh.
So he found this '83 shell, and it had a 4-speed in it, so he bought the car and the transmission, and the '84 had I think it's a C4 automatic transmission in it, but I wanted the stick shift, so I thought that was cool. So my grandfather is who I've always done this race or worked on cars. Papa's always had some type of hot rod, and so Dad would not let me take this car over to Papa's to work on it. He brought home a piece of plywood and a cherry picker, and he made me swap everything over to this car in the gravels. So I guess
wow.
I had a little skin in the game, right? I'd take care of it, not wad it up. So
That's
yeah.
smart. That's smart.
Yep.
So fast forward, I got some years, and then like I said, we LS swapped it when I was 19, and then when we turboed it, the orange fender was laying up at the house, and I couldn't bring myself to cut a hole in my painted fender. So I go over and put the orange fender on it, and never since then. I think it was one of the sick weeks. Frank Romano, I remember he hollered at me one day, and he said, hey, he said, I was in fourth, I think he was in third. But he said, me and Joe, his guy that rides around with him, was talking, and we was looking at the stand, and we was like, who in the world is this CJ guy? Who is that? And he said, oh, shoot, that's the guy with the orange fender on his car. So my co-pilot Joe was there, and we've watched Dragon Drives for years, and Frank is like an OG. Frank is like a big man. And so Joe was walking away, and Joe's like, dude, you can never change that fender. Frank knows who you are because of that fender. So
That's hilarious.
yeah,
That's so true. Yeah.
I've threatened to put it on there a few times, but I've been threatened to get beat up and swirlies and everything else. So I can't change it.
Nice.
Love it.
All right. We'll pull it down into second gear. What, in your opinion, CJ, has been the biggest technology change to move our sport forward?
I'm going to go with the internet. You guys have had a wide variety of answers like tires and track prep and ECU, but I'm going to go with the internet. Finding information on a combo that works, or how to make your 60-foot better due to rear suspension. Just YouTube videos and Facebook groups, and the internet has pushed this hobby a long way, in my opinion.
That's a great answer.
Yep. All right. Well, we're going to palm her up into third. And if you could spend one day with someone, who would it be and what would you do?
So I guess I got two. My grandfather, I'd like to do another Dragon Drive with him. He's still around, but he did have a car accident a few years back, so it's kind of limited his mobility some, and so getting in and out of cars, especially roll cage, just we worry that might be a struggle, so we've not done one since, but I would love to do another drag and drive with him, because like I said, we built this car.
You could put removable door bars in an 850 cage.
He's got a little truck that's supercharged 5.3 and a C10. I think it'd be cool to do a local smaller one in that. So that's on my to-do list in the future. But then my great-grandfather, he was a fabricator and a welder and worked on like heavy equipment and stuff. But everybody told me that he's a fantastic welder and fabricator. So I've done all the work on my car as far as fabricating and everything. I think that'd be cool to show him what I've been able to do and get ideas and stuff from him.
I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
He's super proud of you for sure.
Most definitely.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to pull it down to fourth gear. What influences you to build your car or cars?
Stubbornness. I mean, really, it's a ton of fun just to drive the car. You know, I've never, I guess I have taken an automatic car down the track, which was the first car that I ever took down. It was an automatic, and it had nitrous on it, and his papa's truck. But so that was the only one that I've ever taken down, and I guess I was 16. So it's been a long time since I drove an automatic, but stick shift and just sticking with it, and the community, I guess, would be the real answer.
And you couldn't find a good purse?
No, none of them suit me. But now maybe if I found a gold chain to match this, maybe.
Maybe. Hey, you never know. Oh boy.
All right, well, we're gonna bang her up into fifth gear here.
Overdrive.
What, in your opinion, is the secret to stick shift racing, champ?
The biggest change that I noticed was just getting consistency was with the adjustable clutch. I mean, that's a game changer. Asking questions, talking to people, testing, believe it or not, that for whatever reason, drag and drive guys like to just throw something together and take it and go race, but testing means a lot. I figured that out this year, right? So we went out to a track rental, and we had our crap together for street and Yeet, and it paid off. So testing, get laps on your car.
That's smart. Totally. Yeah, I love testing. All right, we're going to go into the top overdrive, sixth gear. Tell us your first memory of making a pass in a stick car.
So first pass was in this thing right after I got it put together. And I actually found some old slips from I looked this up earlier. It's like 2013, 2014. I can't remember, right around the time we got this thing put together. And it was a low 13, high 12 second quarter-mile car. And I remember texting my buddy. I was like, because there was guys on the internet, they was going 11s in A. And I was like, so I went 12, high 12s, low 13s, and I texted my buddy. I was like, this thing's disappointing. I can't believe this. But, yeah.
Nice.
Regular T5, taking it down the track, and scared to death I was going to break it every pass.
Yeah. Was it the second or third gear that broke in those consistently?
Third. It was third gear, yep.
Same as a TKO.
Same as a TKO, yeah. Yep.
Oh, man.
I remember I was taking somebody down the track. I had a passenger with me one time. We was at the track up there, and I hit third, and it just destroyed it, right? It shattered. And they said, what was that? I was like, that wasn't good. I ended up driving the car home from the track with the third gear busted out of it that day.
Oh,
I remember that.
Yeah, you still got,
yeah, you've got
four other gears.
Yeah, four other gears. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's all
It sounds
good.
horrible.
It makes a little noise.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Do you have any social media stuff? Instagram,
or
Facebook,
sponsors?
any of that? Oh, that's right. Sponsors, too.
So, sponsor-wise, Austin Sloan at Sloan's Machine and Performance. They take care of my machine work and consult those guys and a lot. They come out to the track and help, and we've done a street and Yeet together. The first one, he rode with me. So if you guys are close to Columbia, just south of Nashville, Tennessee, give them a shout out. They've got their stuff put together, and this thing is rolling. Peyton Hunt
Yes, it is.
at Performance Driven Design. He's a young dude, but man, he's killer on the CNC. He does billet Oldsmobile heads. That's kind of his deal. He'll take a big chunk of aluminum and turn it into this beautiful Oldsmobile piece.
Rovic maybe better call him, huh?
Yeah, what was his name again?
Peyton Hunt at Performance Driven Design. But yeah, he done my heads for me. He O-ringed the exhaust port, so I don't have to use a gasket. And then, I mean, these things are beautiful. I was fighting to find a oil fitting that I liked, an oil fitting on my turbo, and I wanted it O-ring so I didn't have to fight with a gasket, and it was -6, and it was just kind of hard to find. So I shot him with Snapchat, and I was like, "Hey, dude, can you build this?" He's like, "Shoot, yeah, take some measurements." So that's who built my oil feed on my turbo, and I mean, everything he does is gorgeous. So
nice. That's awesome.
He's been a big help to my program. Like I said, my grandfather's helped me throughout the years. Him and my grandmother bought my Hans for me, so every single pass I go down the track, I make sure I wear my Hans because I told him I would. So
that's smart.
Yep.
Which
sure.
Worked out in my favor on the wheelie because when I came down, I didn't get whiplash.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's see, my wife, Emily, she puts up with a lot. You know, I'm out here in the shop all the time and spend ridiculous amounts of money on this hobby, so she's a sponsor, whether she knows it or not.
Yes. Social media?
Just my Facebook page, just CJ Roberts. I usually only post race car stuff when I get a chance, so not very active.
So we want to see. So
right, there's nothing else to talk about really. So.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, should we wrap this thing up?
I think so. Congrats again, my friend. Like that.
Yes.
I mean, the fact that you did 2 test days and went out and ran those numbers. And if you haven't seen it, you gotta go see the wheelies. Like you and Finnegan were rivals for how far you wheelied down the track. It was like it was freaking impressive.
Yeah, that was wild. So, but yeah, it was a good time.
Nice.
I appreciate it, and I can't wait to be racing with you guys.
Well,
Yeah, well,
Rich for sure
as long as-
in April. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, of course, you're probably listening to this podcast on a podcast platform or YouTube, so you can find us there. And we'd love to keep this growing, and we love it when we see you guys in either Clutch Burners t-shirts, and you can grab those over at stickracing.com, or Stick Shift Nation shirts, hats, or stickers. So go to stickracing.com and order up your merch. Thanks, guys. We'll call it a good one. And just hang around for a sec, CJ, but we're out. All right?
Later.